Yeah, so like I was saying, so there's a new Nietzsche text here. It's the same text, but I've just included highlights from the earlier part of the text that we already discussed, and also on the later part of the text that we want to discuss. So I highlighted things, and I left space for, sort of lecture notes or annotation notes here, which I did not include. I put them into the assignment instead. But this is something that I encourage you to do, especially if you're working a digital text. So in order to read the text or see the text in different ways, you can manipulate the text not only through annotations and highlights, but also changing fonts, changing, how it looks, right? And these can be helpful if we change our view of the reading. It sometimes can jog ourselves to really, get a better sense of what's going on. So I have some highlights here, which I think are particularly relevant to what he's saying, or will help you with, analysis. It gets us to part two, which I spent a little bit more time on, right? This very fragmentary part of part two, right? So I did that. But the main thing that I want to point out to you here is that um, I added this part. This is going to be key to the assignment, okay? So this is not an original part of the text. This aphorism 341, which is known as the greatest weight, comes from Nietzsche's later text that he publishes in 1882 called The Gay Science, or sometimes referred to as the Joyous Wisdom, right? So the Joyous Wisdom or the Gay Science, right? He's talking about, well, how can you use this sort of the teleological rational system of the West, right, that he's been critiquing throughout Truth and Lie? How can you use it in a better way? And that's where he comes up with this term of the gay science or joyous wisdom. Okay, so a metaphorical type science, an anarchic metaphorical type scientific project. So the greatest weight is what you want to read, right? This famous aphorism, written as a parable, written as a thought experiment. So this is where your assignment will begin. And what I've tried to do is connect the two texts together. I really do think that the greatest weight and Truth and Lie are connected. They come from different parts of his career, but they can be used to really explicate each text. So make sure that you use this text, right, this new version of the text for the assignment.